Chase me round and call me names. Dance name. Take me, take me.
Well, as the good old French would say, zut alors! What am I talking about, as Marcel would say, you stupid idiot, from the Kenny Everett Show? Well, I am talking about Bounding Into Comics, the people that keep on giving because they know people like me will talk about their awesome articles and to bring other people to shame. Now, today we are talking about probably one of the nicest things I can appreciate, the human female body. I do like alien bodies too, funny enough, in the shape of females, but that's another discussion for another time. So the headline here says, study finds video games with sexualized content does not cause misogynistic attitudes or body image issues. And it's about censorship and in video games, which I find very laughable because we can have, on the one hand, lots of violent stuff in video games. Some people bat the occasional eyelid where that's concerned, but when it comes to the sexy female, oh my god, it's outrage. However, if you've got a sexy male character, nobody says a damn word. So according to the results of a recent study, psychologists, people who have actually spent years to earn their medical degree and be qualified as a psychologist, have found that the evidence is weak and that sexualized games influence player attitudes and behavior. Okay, so set to have its results published this October in the edition of the journal called Computers in Human Behavior under the title, get ready for this one, Does Sexualization in Video Games Cause Harm in Players? A meta-analytic examination. Boy, that's a mouthful. And that's what she said. Oh my gosh. The recent study sought to address the oft-touted claims of the perpetually offended, such as disgraced critic and grifter Anita Sarkeesian and numerous gaming journalists, and answered the question of whether video games with sexualized content does or does not relate to mental health and body image problems in players and or sexualization and hostility towards women. So yeah, when I'm playing as Lara Croft, one of the basest female characters ever, and by the way, I've got Lara Croft Underworld to play, or Tomb Raider Underworld to play. That's probably the last time that we saw a Crystal Dynamics Lara Croft looking hot as hell. I don't think to myself, oh, I hate women, or they shouldn't be so underdressed in video games. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. It doesn't, look, I haven't dated in the longest time because I really have no time for it, no interest. Other friends of mine, they're all loved up, they've got their girlfriends, their boyfriends, whatever. I'm just happy being a Lone Ranger, just doing good by what destiny has dictated to me. So conducted by Christopher J. Ferguson, perhaps best known for his work debunking the similar claims about video games, violent video games, how they inspire violent behavior, James D. Sauer, Aaron Drummond, Julia Neer, and Emily Lowe, Calvaleb? The study explored the degree to which sexualization in games was both well-being, body dissatisfaction with sexism, misogyny among players in two separate meta-analyses. And of course, that is quiet from Metal Gear 5, The Phantom Pain, and that game was a pain, even though it's graphically very beautiful. In doing so, the team reportedly found that sexualization in video games was neither related to well-being or body dissatisfaction, nor sexism, nor misogyny. What a shocker, right? Better design studies and those that showed less evidence for researcher expectancy efforts for sexism, misogyny outcomes tended to find less evidence for effects, they explained. As appears commonly in other realms of the media effects, the evidence is weak that sexualized games influence player attitudes and behavior. And of course, this is Tag Team Frenzy, which haven't played, but now upon seeing this screenshot, I'm gonna get myself a copy. Now look, I'm gonna say this much, you get people like Melanie Mack who loves women like this in her video games, Alana Pierce has actually said she doesn't have too much of a problem with it either, but people like Anita Sarkeesian, who go in the grift to say, well, this is something that we cannot have, it's unacceptable, it causes so much outrage in the community, which it does not, Anita. You're the one stirring the outrage, nobody else. You're just grifting for the sake of it. You're just hoping people will follow you like a bunch of minions towards your cause. And what's happened to your cause now? Nobody really gives a shit. South Korea, thankfully, is still making video games where they're putting sexualized images of females in there. It is entertainment, folks. It's not out there to represent the true form of what people are supposed to look like. It's fictionalized, it's exaggerated, just like it is in other forms of media. So why people feel outraged, and in fact, you will actually get hardcore female fans, gamers, who get outraged when their favorite female character in a video game is changed in such a way that it begins to make them think, what is going on? Look, when I go to the gym, I see plenty of babes working out. They're very obsessed with certain body parts, how they look in the mirror, how they look on their cell phone. And is anybody going to walk up to them and try to convince them that perhaps they shouldn't be so obsessed with their bodies, maybe do something else? That's their business. That's what they want to do. For me, in social media, when you're taking selfies and then you're applying filters and other accoutrements to make you look like not your true self, I think that's where perhaps you should be questioning that a lot more than perhaps what your favorite video game is likely to have that could cause offense. I mean, this is a really great post, actually. Speaking to Cyfrost, Ferguson prefaced, I've been studying the effects of video games on players for 20 years now, most of it on violence. I think most people have come to accept that there's no relationship between violent video games and aggression or violent crime, despite some holdouts, including the American Psychological Association. However, people still ask a lot of questions about the sexiness in video games and whether it makes male players more sexist towards women, or whether women experience more body dissatisfaction, other well-being concerns. Then of course we've got the beautiful Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, where they reduced her boobs for some reason. I don't understand why they would do that. She's like a much beloved and much worshipped character, depending on how you want to interpret that. And of course Dead or Alive Extreme 2, which I played back in the day. And you know what? It's up to you what enjoyment you get out of these video games. And it's not just focusing on the sexy females in the video games. A lot of the sexy females, by the way, like Nier Automata, they're heroic in the games. People tend to forget that. It's an artistic choice that they go with, and at the end of the day, if it sells millions of copies and people resonate towards it and they get a lot of joy, then why can't we just have that, folks? Why can't we just have really, really nice things? But on that one, boys and girls, if you enjoyed this video today, and by the way, holy hell, that's a hell of a poster. If you enjoyed that today, stick around for 9 a.m. tomorrow morning on a Monday, because I've got a very special video review coming out of something that is near and dear to me, and I'll give you a quick preview via my thumbnail right here. And on that one, folks, if you were me and if I were you, do check out the next video, which will be tomorrow morning. I just said that, didn't I? I'm going so loopy.
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. Your face, your ass, what's the difference?